What's been your favorite insult that I've called you or addressed to you? Lump of turducken was good.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Turducken.
Pig man.
Yeah, because I never insult you.
No, you wouldn't.
There are a million knives being sharpened right now. I'm terrified, Chip.
What is the worst thing that could be in those papers?
He doesn't know what's coming for him.
Your spoon wasn't shiny enough, huh?
You come for me. What have you got in your hand?
You have no leverage. I'm in control here. Listen to me very carefully. This is you throwing it away. Everything I have fought and bled for, and I am not gonna let that happen! Do you understand me?
My favorite memory of shooting in New York is the first scene we did in the pilot, me and Sarah Snook, who plays Shiv, and we were shooting on East 63rd and Madison, I think, and it was a very cold, blue sky, beautiful New York day, and it was really thrilling. It was the first time I shot in New York, and it was just amazing. It was amazing.
Well, this season we shot at the Plaza Hotel. Pretty beautiful ballroom and a lot of people. Very well-tested group this year, but it was hundreds of people in a room. I definitely hadn't been in a room with that many people, so it was really exciting. And yeah, I'd never been to the Plaza Hotel, so that was pretty elegant.
We shoot in some pretty amazing apartments as well around the city that I guess HBO hires from the occupants.
And some expensive hotel rooms, big, suites at the tops of hotels. There was one that was, I think, 50 grand a night. We shot there for 4 or 5 nights. So just emptying the till on some of these places.
It's terrible. It's so scary in case we blurt out something we shouldn't blurt out. So we find Tom Wambsgans. It's sort of immediately after the end of season 2, so it follows straight on, doesn't it? So they're sort of reeling from the fallout of Kendall's about turn and his sort of betrayal of his father, and he's also reeling from the last sort of big scene he's had with Siobhan, his wife, where he said, I'm not maybe very happy in this marriage. But he hasn't really had time to talk to her about that. And it's sort of like they're in crisis mode, and they're in an airport in Croatia working out what to do next. Meanwhile, you're in New York with...
Yeah, I've gone with Kendall under the direction of Logan, I guess, to sort of chaperone him into what should have been his imprisonment. And I'm just not talking to anyone. So I'm not necessarily on a side. I haven't chosen a side. I'm just not talking to anyone on the Logan side.
And I'm very, very anxious to talk to you as soon as I possibly can.
I have a lot of missed calls from Tom.
A lot.
And I don't want to pick that up. Not ready yet. It's not clear who might align with Kendall. Definitely not sure about me, and all the dynamics that I think were pretty set in 2 have now been dismantled. So, right?
Right, I'd agree with him. What you said is perfect.
It felt perfect when it came out of my
Yeah,
mouth.
it was perfect. I couldn't
crazy.
say it any better than that.
Everybody cooperates.
Logan is very interested what you're up to. You better crawl into an animal's corpse and hide.
Strong. Wow. Nice and strong. Strong one. Strong for a man.
Working with Nick is a joy. He's a really nice person and a really, really good actor. And we have the gift of having this wonderful series to do and wonderful writing and wonderful characters. So it's just, the truthful, unfunny answer is it's a really lovely thing.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same. Yeah, I think sometimes you just find a partner. I feel like I learn from him. I feel like we roll together well. I mean, we're gifted, great writing. This relationship it goes all sorts of different ways, and it's never great, which is nice to sort of always go through a miserable relationship together. But yeah, I'm excited for every scene I get to do with him. It never gets old. Every day's a fun day for us.
I mean, they're the sort of hapless couple of the show, aren't they? You put it very well the other day. There's a sort of coldness, there's a ruthlessness that everybody else has, I guess, that Tom and Greg maybe don't have so much. So maybe perhaps people recognize that, and you know.
Yeah, they're like kind of the only two characters who can enjoy something together.
Yeah.
Like, that was actually good how we did
yeah.
that. Or, you know, he gives me a, you know, slap on the back every once in a while when I do something bad. You know, he's proud of me when I'm a little slimy. And it's nice to see, you know, you don't see Logan do too much of that. When he does, it's very important. But yeah, he gives me a pat on the back sometimes that to Greg feels really nice. They both need someone in this world, and so they've got each other.
Investigation's looking pretty bad.
I'm focused on not going to jail.
Logan says we have to take these cyanide pills. It's a mint, you doofus.
So the boar on the floor scene, it wasn't a great leap of the imagination to think we were really doing this, as I remember. We had this amazing location, actually in New Jersey. No, in Long Island. In Long Island for Eastern Europe. And again, the writing is amazing. It was like an 11, 12-page scene, and Brian just went for it. And
yeah, I think it was daunting because it was such a long scene, and I don't think we'd done a scene like that before. And it does have to get quite ugly, and nothing can happen before it does. None of us can know that we're about to play a game where we're crawling on the floor for sausages. So, you know, it was brilliantly written, and it progressed perfectly every time. Like every beat built on top of the last beat.
And when you're shooting a scene of that length, it's a different proposition than doing, you know, little moments. It's like doing a play almost. It's quite scary and exciting because of that.
Yeah, because we have 12 actors around the table, and people that I haven't interacted with some of the, you know, hadn't seen Peter Friedman, but you have everybody kind of coming together for this big moment, and it's pretty exciting to see everyone. Oh, I haven't watched him work in a while. You know, David Rashi was cracking us up during that whole thing. But you also feel a responsibility to not break when it's a long scene and when you don't know where the camera's going. Sort of like, let's get this. We don't want to let anyone down.
The Jerry and Roman thing was something that Kieran and Jay were doing in a scene, and Jesse and the writers noticed it, I think, on set, and thought, oh, that's an interesting way. It was just something that came out of a scene. There was a look that they had with each other. And so there was a good example of, sometimes there's a sort of symbiosis with the actors and the writers, and you know, they'll give us some situations and they'll see what we do, and then it'll feed back into the story and the characters. And
I think once we saw that, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like, of course there should be. He needs a mother figure. She's quite sassy.
I think improvising, there's less improvising than people think. You know, the script is so good, and then once we've got the scene as written, then we'll maybe improvise a few lines the writers will give us, or we'll, you know, riff a little bit. But most of it is scripted. But from the pilot, we were sort of improvising quite a lot of stuff, weren't we?
Sometimes there's opportunities for it. You know, if there's a lot of characters in the room, it feels like, I don't know how it works with sound, because we're all mic'd up, and then so like everyone might be talking at some moment, but they catch little bits, and you don't know when the camera's pointing at you, so you just keep a scene going. Like we'll talk in character about whatever's going on, and
until they shut cut. Yeah.
But yeah, they're good about bringing in alternate jokes and stuff to place in really funny lines, usually where he's putting me down. It's a good opportunity to have many versions.
What's been your favorite insult that I've called you or addressed to you? Lump of turducken was good.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Turducken.
Pig man.
Yeah, because I never insult you.
No, you wouldn't.
I'm only getting insulted.
Yeah, you really don't. The worst thing you ever said to me was shut up. Do you remember in the scene with the top secrets, the top secret envelope?
Yeah, I said shut up, and then you looked at me, and I said sorry.
Yeah, straight away. Yeah.
Sorry. That was just, Pigman felt hurtful.
Yeah.
Head.
Buckle up, head.
Head, yeah.
Logan calls me the of Monte Cristo. I should probably, it's a bit too, you know, but that was one of my favorites.
Ichabod Crane really stuck with people. You know, stop calling me that in the streets. You know,
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
You're the #1 trending topic ahead of tater tots, and the Pope followed you.
Wow.
Okay, no, this is not the. Is this the real?
Right,
No,
great.
I don't
Thanks,
think this
Greg.
is a Pope.
Who would you say swears the most in real life?
Swears the most in real life.
I'd say Brian Cox can get pretty colorful in his language.
Yeah, I think Brian can drop into a
Yeah.
bit of a.
But because he has a bit of age and gravitas, he can sort of say what he likes, really. Sarah Snook.
Sarah Snook
Yeah.
is swearing all the time,
Yeah.
and we have to sometimes say, Sarah, we have to stop. There's a full crew of people
Yeah.
here. Some are religious.
Yeah, it's a sort of earthy Australian. I mean, it's really.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
thinks she can get away with it because it's a thick accent. You know, crikey
It's not
this and crikey that.
Yeah.